I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who once said, "The left can't meme." What a guy, am I right? As it turns out, he was on to something, but that's not to say that the political left is terrible at a lot of things. Quite the contrary. Whether it's murdering babies, molesting kids, raising taxes, burning cities, hating on white people, strangling energy production, laundering money with crack-addicted man-children, screaming incoherently, or just speaking incoherently.
This morning he was I got hairy legs that turn.
There are many arts that the left has truly mastered. And one of these arts is the art of becoming woke. It seems like every day another politician or talentless Hollywood hack or major corporation goes full retard for the chance to add some points to their social credit score. One of the more recent companies to do this is Harry's. You know, the razor company. Remember when companies just made products and that's it? And if they even had a political leaning, you didn't have to hear about it or be lectured about it because there was no internet and there were only 3 channels on TV. Well, I don't really remember that because I wasn't born yet, but every boomer I talk to tells me it was the golden age, and honestly, it sounds dope as f***. Anyway, since we're stuck in the clown world timeline, that means corporations have political leanings, and wouldn't you know it, 99% of them believe the exact same things about race, gender, economics, and other hot topics that Hollywood elites, technology moguls, academics, and TikTok influencers believe. Isn't that so weird? It's almost like they only believe those things to make you buy their product. In this particular case, the thing they claim to believe is that biological sex isn't real, and since the conservative news outlet The Daily Wire and its commentators disagree with that sentiment and hold that biological sex is in fact real, Harry's decided to sever their relationship and pull their advertisements from the platform earlier this year. Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened. As conservative news outlets have grown and progressive political activism in corporate America has grown in turn, advertising disputes have become more numerous. Just look at all the trouble Fox and talk radio have gotten into over the last few years. But most of the time, when a prominent left-wing advertiser backs out of a deal with a conservative network, the right goes through a familiar grieving process. First, they cry about how unfair it is, then they beg for donations or start a boycott, and eventually they forget about it, never doing a darn thing to change the circumstances. That is, until now. Enter Jeremy's Razors.
Behold, Jeremy's Razors. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're fabulous. Our country's in trouble. Conservatives are being canceled by Hollywood, the media, universities, and now Harry's Razors. Stop giving your money to woke corporations who don't think you deserve their product. Give it to me instead.
Rather than be a sore loser, Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring decided to make his own shaving company. Here he was on Tucker Carlson talking about it.
Well, this is just it. I mean, the commercial was so important to me. I wanted to make a statement as much as anything because I'm tired of I'm tired of virtue signaling companies like Harry's assuming that everyday Americans have no economic alternative, so they just insult us. We have to be constructive. We have to be building a future. And I wanted that to be the statement that we made. And I thought if we actually sell some razors, that'll just make the joke that much funnier.
Now, what makes the story even better, at least in my mind, is how it compares to another breakout product with similar aims. This is a product that will finally destroy the Orange Man and bring to life the utopian vision of its brilliant creator. I'm talking about Good Pillow. Good Pillow is the brainchild, brain clump of cells of Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg, who co-founded the company with William Legate to directly compete with the now famous MyPillow, invented by bigly Trump supporter Mike Lindell. According to the Good Pillow manifesto, the company intends to be environmentally sustainable, hire refugees and disabled people, and appoint a chief progressive officer, as well as, quote, fill our board of directors with people who actually represent America, whatever that means. However, in April of 2021, 2 months after their announcement on Twitter, Hogg backed out of the project, relinquishing all ownership and control of his fledgling company, citing his desire to focus on activism, family, and school as the reason for his departure, leaving Legate to manage things on his own. A slight road bump, of course, but nothing a young, ambitious entrepreneur couldn't handle, right? Right? As it turned out, launching a company was more work than it seemed on paper, and checking off all the progressive boxes while doing so made it even harder. In a tweet from @GoodPillowCo on June 28, 2021, featuring an admittedly good-looking pillow, The caption read, "The first Good Pillow has arrived from the factory. You will be hearing a lot more from us very soon. We've been quiet, heads down, ramping up manufacturing in the middle of a pandemic. Made in Texas by workers earning a living wage. Profits support good causes. Coming soon."
But it did not come soon.
As November approached and the pillows were still nowhere to be found, Legate issued a statement which explained the delays. "Hi everybody. I feel like I should be open about this because I believe mental health is severely under-talked about in today's society, and I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't lead by example. I've been in a deep, dark place mentally the past 6 months or so. I won't get into all the reasons why, but it's an overwhelming anxiety which has crippled me. I'd like to get up front in saying that the real reason Good Pillow hasn't launched yet is because I've been putting it off in order to take care of myself. Yes, there are some ongoing legal and regulatory matters we're resolving, but they could have been resolved by now if I was able to put the mental energy into it the past few months. Good Pillow is very much still a thing, and I've made the mistake in the past of putting my work above my mental health, and I refuse to do that again. I want to be transparent with you, and I hope you understand. To those who I've put off, I'm sorry. To those who have supported me during this time, thank you. To those who've doubted and talked down to me, you've made me stronger. I'm incredibly grateful to every one of you who has cared enough to read this far. You rock, and I hope you take an opportunity to reach out to someone who may be hurting. Will." Since then, the Good Pillow Twitter page has not posted a single tweet, despite Legate and Hogg's active presence on the platform. I guess you could say, the proof is in the pillow.
Boo!
So here we have two product launches, one pushing back against the establishment and one working alongside it. One that is upfront about the fact that it just wants to make money, and one that wants to make money only as a means to bigger social causes. One that is succeeding and one that has failed. In response to the launch of Jeremy's Razors, Harry's accused the Daily Wire of, quote, hate speech. In response to the launch of Good Pillow, Mike Lindell was quoted as saying, "Good for them. Nothing wrong with competition." I think that should tell you a little bit about how each side views the other. Now, full disclosure, I don't even really like the Daily Wire. They become a little too clickbaity for me, and that's saying something. Have you seen some of the thumbnails I've made on the main channel? But I gotta hand it to Jeremy Boring. The guy decided to put his money where his mouth is and actually offer an alternative to wokeism instead of crying about it, which is hard to do. The Razors won't be anything special, I don't think. But they'll get the job done. They'll probably do it well, and more importantly, they'll keep money out of the hands of corporations that don't believe men and women exist, and put that money in the hands of normal people instead. As meme-worthy as the failure of Good Pillow was, we should use it as a teachable moment. Don't set your goals too high. Start small and work your way up. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't expect something as complicated as running a business to be easy. Don't start something you can't finish. And most importantly, don't dedicate your time to a goal you obviously aren't passionate about, just to prove a point or dunk on someone you don't like. I hope Jeremy Boring and his team can learn from David Hogg's failure and the failures of countless other businesses before them, and I believe they will. The first of around 40,000 pre-orders should ship out in the next 2 months, so we'll see soon enough whether they can walk the walk. More than anything, I hope this whole thing acts as a wake-up call for people on the right. Major corporations will continue to pressure us into conforming, using their products as leverage. We need to be as independent of them as possible. We need to create our own economy. Hell, we really need to create our own country, but that ain't happening anytime soon. So in the meantime, stop complaining, start networking, start creating, and start winning. As luck would have it, after almost a full year of silence from Good Pillow, they updated their website and started tweeting again just as I was finishing up this video. They posted this on April 6th of 2022. Yawn. Just woke up from a 12-month nap. This pillow is really good. Apparently we have a new website, and we have good mattresses and linens too, and it's all available for order this July. Watch out, Big Pillow. Good Pillow is coming. So what does this mean? Well, maybe Legate found a therapist, and if so, good for him. Or maybe Zuckerberg and Soros threw him a couple of bucks. Or maybe Good Pillow really is the heroic anti-establishment brand they think they are, and this is all divine providence.
What a story, Mark.
So I guess I'll revise my earlier statement. Good Pillow may be down, but at this moment in time, it's not out. Yet. The snazzy new website claims that orders will be ready to go by summer, so we shall see if they stand a chance against Mike Lindell, and if they succeed by some miracle and manage to create a decent product and a sustainable business model, I'm prepared to eat my words. But until then, if you think I'm going to cheerlead for a freshman year business school project slapped together overnight by a gun-grabbing man-child with fetal alcohol syndrome, you got the wrong guy.